my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remember blessed.
That is what you see in the video I showed you. Now, I want to go to the secret. I want to review the biggest secret to Biafra people. I want everybody to watch. You are looking at original document. Kejo, thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Ezoku Bondo, Mazi Simon, you are God sent. Biafra restoration, remain blessed and strong. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Now, I want you all to look at this. This is original document. Look at it. It says, colonial report. We are bringing original documents to you. Colonial report. Colonial report. Annual report. Northern Nigeria. Report of 1902. For you to know Nigeria, you need to go to school. Study. Study history. Do research. Dig secret document. Look at it. 1902 document is here. So we are not joking. This is a report for 1901. And this report, as you can see, 1902. As you can see it, 1902. Here. We need to zoom it. Look at it. (1902). Here you see for report for 1901. This is 1901. So if you see that this is original document scanned, and we are going to now go, and this is December 1903. I am taking you to a journey for you to know where your problem is coming from. Because all these people that are doing this nonsense, they don't know where the problem is coming from. This document you see here is before the Nigeria amalgamation of 1914. So we are serious in what we are doing. We have document, evidence we are showing you. This is London, printed for His Majesty Stationery Office by Darling and Son Limited, Bacon Street. God bless Mark. Thank you for your super chat. We appreciate you. And the purchased either directly or through any bookseller from Are and Sportwood, East Heading Street, wherever they wrote there, 1903. If you do not know history, you will continue to make mistake. Now, this is a colonial report. The following, among other reports relating to His Majesty, colonial passions have been issued and may be obtained from the sources indicated on the title page. Now, this is a complete report for the time 1901-1902, dated 1903. We are going to page 19. And this particular report is for Northern Nigeria. You see, Northern Nigeria. This is Sir Frederick Lugard to Mr. Chamberlain. To Mr. Chamberlain, September 2nd, 1903. I want you to read this. Sir, I have the honor to submit my annual report for the year 1902. Alenora Okoro, thank you very much for your super chat. We appreciate you for this document. And since the event in connection with the campaign against Kano, I want you to pay attention what happened and why you are having this problem today and why we must leave Nigeria. If you are a human being, it is now you begin to think. Against Kano and C, which were in progress at the end of the year, have extended over the first part of 1903. I have ventured to include this period in the report in order to avoid as far as possible breaking off the myths of the incomplete narrative. Now, he continued, 2. This report was written on my way home last May, and I very greatly regret the delay which has occurred in submitting it. This has been due to the fact that I have awaited replies to certain queries I had sent to northern Nigeria. These replies have not yet reached me, but I feel I can no longer defer the submission of the report. I am, and C. Frederick D. Lugard. I am bringing to you the document that is older than your forefathers. But we are not going to read the whole document. I am bringing the one that I feel is most relevant to this particular broadcast today. So we are going to page 19. Page 19 of the report of Lugard. So when we come to start shouting about why Nigeria must disintegrate, that is the reason why we say we must not be part of Nigeria again. I want you to look at this. This is page 19 of this report. Northern Nigeria in 1902. What you don't know is bigger than you. What does this report say? This report was talking about the Fulani dynasty. The Fulani dynasty. Fulani dynasty. That is something I want you from the Fulani dynasty. This is where the problem of Nigeria began. I would desire to offer one or two observations here. A, on the position in Hausa land occupied by the Fulani dynasty, and on the position of the British government with respect to that dynasty. Report of 1902. The Fulani, the Fulas or Fulani appear to have been pastoral race who spread themselves throughout northern Nigeria in the latter half of the 18th century, occupying at that time a merely servile or at least nomadic position as cattle heads. Early in the 19th century, there arose a religion leader among them named Usman Danfodio. The founder of Sokoto. To him, the chief of the vicious shepherd cleansed, repaired, and he gave to each a flag of conquests. I want you people to listen to what I'm doing today. Armed with his sacred symbol and inspired by a fanatical zeal, each chief led his clan to victory. And the various emirates, more or less as they exist today, were established. That history that they have hidden to you, I am bringing it to you today for the very first time. This is first-hand information. That thing that was hidden to you, for many years. You are now listening to it because you need to open your brain to know why election must not take place again. Dan Fodio, Nancy Herbert, thank you for your super chat. Dan Fodio is said to have prophesied that his green flag would only be a passport to victory for 100 years. And that after that period, the Fulani dynasty would cease to hold sway. It is a curious fact that this 100 years by the Mohammed calendar had just expired. And the Fulani are said to have expected their overthrow, and believed that the late Sultan would be the last of the dynasty. The Harb dynasty, which the Ostead itself said to be the 17th, which had overrun and conquered Hausa land, appears to have had a highly developed system of rule and administrative, which the Fulani adopted in its entirety, including the system of judges, alcalis, independent of the executives. Mohammedanism had already penetrated into the country, and many of the Harbs were Muslim, were Muslims. This revolution took place about 1810, at the time that Clapperton visited the country. Under the Harbs and in the early rules of the Fuller, the country has striven greatly. And Kano was already a commercial imperium of the Western Sudan. Are you hearing that? Kano was already the commercial imperium of the Western Sudan. When the Bat reached Hausa land in 1851, he described it as the most densely populated country in all Africa, and its population was estimated from 30 to 50 million. 26. The Fulani never thoroughly conquered the country and succeeded only in gaining the submission of the great towns in the place where their horsemen were effective. The pagan tribes in the hills and the broken country and even in large areas of the plain maintained their independence. They were constantly raided by slaves. They were constantly raided for slaves and retaliated by attacking caravans, and frequently carried the war up to the gate of the Fulani walled town. The state of chronic war and unrest devastated the country. Caravans could only reach the Niger from the north of powerfully escorted, while the tribes in the slaves to Sokoto and the number retained for use in each emirate. Each emirate led to the depopulation of the country, not merely by reason of the number captured fast as they were, but by the number killed in this raid or left to starve in the bush. Now, here is where my narrative today starts. This place, Fulani taxes and raid. This is where my own teaching today starts. In fact, in this page is what I want to tell you today. Only this page. Now, wherever and Fulani army had been left a depopulated desert. Are you hearing that? Wherever a Fulani army had been left, a depopulated desert. I want you, they say, greed was one of the chief characteristics of the new dynasty. Greed. Fulani was reported to be greed, that every place Fulani left become depopulated. Greed and the tax after tax was enforced upon the people, so that at the present day there is no conceivable trade and no profession which has not its own special tax. So you see, Fulani was the one who brought greed. Fulani is known for killing, depopulating people. Fulani don't know any other thing other than to impose tax. Somebody say I should make the right up big. Okay? Now, every form of handcraft, the dyeers, the waves, the blacksmith, etc., was taxed. Even the collectors of honey in the wood paid their dues to the chief Fulanis and their exit. Thank you, the Nesco one, for your super chat. We appreciate it. I believe a complete system of debt duties, though only some 80 or 90 years have passed since the Fulani conquest. The descendants, which was already apparent in the time of the Bat, had reached its extreme. Adaigo Mwawa, thank you for your super chat. Appreciate you. Have reached to its extreme before the end of the 19th century. Pay attention to what Fulani brought to Nigeria. Amalgamation. Bribery. Bribery here. Corruption. This Nigeria you see today, the people that brought bribery and corruption are the Fulanis. Bribery, corruption, and extortion marked the so-called administration of the justice of Fulani, whilst the multiplication of the harems and the growth of the large class of idle princess led the nepotism, and the growth, the nepotism and the imposition of tax after tax to meet the necessities of the rulers and their idle son and relatives. Everything you see in Nigeria today were brought in by Fulani. Fulani brought bribery. Fulani brought corruption. Fulani brought extortion of money. Fulani brought taxation. Fulani brought nepotism. The same thing they practice today. That is why somebody with a very low grade in school will become the Inspector General of Police. That is why Malami will become Inspector General of Police, because it is what Fulani represent from day one. This was a report of 1902. This thing have not changed. You see the reason why we are leaving Nigeria. It does not matter what it costs. Fulani brought in greed. Fulani brought in bribery. Fulani brought in corruption. Fulani brought in nepotism. Lord Lugard reported it here. This is the report of Lord Lugard. That Lugard, all of you, we are shouting. He is reporting this thing. Yet, he brought these Fulanis to merge in 1914. And corruption, they infiltrated Nigeria. They bring the corruption to the Igbo. For you to survive, you have to adopt the system of Fulani, which is corruption. Vivian Okoro, thank you for your super chat. We appreciate it. You see where your problem is coming from. So when we are talking about, remember that the slavery also, the people that are hunting for slaves were also Fulanis. So when we are talking, when we have come to say enough is enough, we are not just saying it out of ignorance. We are not just saying it out of foolishness. The people that are foolish are these people that are shouting one Nigeria today. Because if you think Peter Obi is going to change Fulani from bribery since 1902, you are a liar. If you think Peter Obi is going to eradicate Nigeria from corruption, from Fulani, you are lying. If you think Peter Obi is going to stop the extortion in Nigeria today, you are lying. If you think Peter Obi is going to end the nepotism in Nigeria, you are lying. Because Fulani have brought it to Nigeria. So what we are doing now is that we are going to bring a mechanism to fight this thing within ourselves when Biafra come. Do you see where your problem is coming from? Now let us read further. No man's life was safe. Are you hearing that? Today, after over 100 and something years, no man's life was safe. No man's life is still safe in Nigeria today. This is Fulani. Are you seeing it? This is a report from Lugard. Lugard say in 1902, no man's life was safe. Common people were killed. Common people were killed by Fulani. Even as far back as 1902, it did not end. Common people were killed by Fulani without computation or without compunction. Notables were removed by poison and the secret murder. Trade was paralyzed by extortionate levies and rendered difficult by the insecurity of the road. Exactly the same thing that is happening today. It has not changed. So how is your P2B going to solve this problem? How is your half-dead man called Tinubu going to solve this problem? How is your Atiku, who is inborn, who this criteria that I'm reading to you now is inborn in him, going to solve this problem? Do you see where your problem is coming from? It is in the book. They hide it for you in the book. Now we are exposing it. So when we say there is no election to validate, if you go into election in 2023, you are validating this thing here. They are telling you constitution. What is constitution? Constitution that will make people that are known for all the crimes, everything happening in Nigeria today is from Fulani. They brought it into the system. And all of you have been infected. That is why you cannot live in Nigeria today without corruption. But we are going to end it. We know how to end it. Ken Ozo, thank you for your super chat. We appreciate it. We know how to end it. We are going to end it by having a very strong mechanism, database system, good law, making sure that there are social amenities, making sure there is job, making sure that we continue to sensitize and educate our people, and making sure that you respect the law of Biafra land. So there is no way, nobody. That's when you see, when we are telling you that nobody can change Nigeria, you think we are lying. It didn't end here. Now let us go to number 28. Advent of Europeans. You see, we in this particular 27 is everything you need to know about Nigeria. Let me read it again for the last time. Lord Lugard reported annual report of 1902. And this report you see here is only for northern Nigeria. That Fulani are known for bribery, corruption, and extortion marked the so-called administration of the justice, whilst the multiplication of harems and the growth of a large class of idle princes led the nepotism and the imposition of tax after tax to meet the necessities of the rulers. They have never done anything. Fulani never invented anything. They are not business oriented. They only base their life on taxation. You know, the rulers and their idle sons and their relatives. They say they are idle sons Do you understand that? They say that the Fulani the process led to nepotism and the imposition of tax after tax to meet their necessities of the rulers, of their idle sons and relatives. Is something happening in Nigeria today. Everything Fulani is doing is to loot, to meet the necessities of their idle children. The children that never worked. Fulani children are not working in Nigeria. Buhari's son is not working. Atiku children, they are not working. At least not that we know. The same thing Lord Lugard wrote in 1902. You see it today happening. No man's life was safe. Common people were killed. They are killing them today without compulsion. Notable were removed by poison. They poison people or secret murder. They kill in secret. Trade was paralyzed. They paralyzed our trade by extortion, levies, and rendered difficult by the insecurity of the roads. Insecurity. The same thing is happening today after over 150 years. Yet, some idiot are shouting P2B. And of course, the disgrace they receive from the Yoruba people today, you know, they are still shamelessly talking. Now, let us read the last one. The advent of Europeans. 28. The conquest of Nupe by the Royal Niger Company, lasting the process or hastening the process of disintegration. Even that time, there was disintegration. Did you see it? They said that the conquest of Nupe people by the Royal Niger Company hastened the process of disintegration and the decay by upsetting the existing form of rule and substituting nothing for it. The substituting nothing for it. Thank you very much, Marie Chukuma, for your super chat. We appreciate you. There was Simon for continuing to create awareness. The reason to restore Biafra despite the ongoing distraction on your person. I will never be distracted. Thank you very much for always supporting me. The disintegration and decay by upsetting the existing form of rule and substituting nothing for it. And in every direction of the subject, people, every direction of the subject, people began to refuse to pay their taxes. And the slaves and the serfs to leave their masters and run away. Fulani was the one doing the slave trade. Fulani was the one. They ran away, the slave ran away from them to take the south bank of the Niger, which had been taken from the Nupe kingdom by the company, the British. And they are led there to lead a life of vagrancy at Lokoja. Lokoja is still Lokoja today. Ask yourself a question. Why have they not changed Lokoja? They didn't change Lokoja. Lokoja is here. Since 1902, they reported Lokoja, but go to East today. Go to the Biafra today. Go to Igbo today. Go to Rivers today. They have changed everything. Inferiority complex and the Fulani orchestrated systematic conquest. They are changing Igbo name in Rivers State. But Lokoja still remain Lokoja. Lokoja in 1902 still remain Lokoja, or of a comparative idleness in the surrounding country. The deposed emir returned and they ousted the company name nominee, fresh campaign now with the aid of the government troops. The government troops were undertaken against Lapai and Agaye, sub-emirate of Nupe. In 1898, discontent increased in 1899. And when the transfer to government took place in 1900, the emir of Nupe, unable to control his people and driven to desperation by the loss of the farm, slaves, and of his revenue, allied himself with the arrogant fighting chief of Kontagora.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.